Alright, grade 9s, today we're going to talk about rounding. Rounding is something that's done to give us a rough estimate. When we round, we pick the last number that we want to keep. Then we look at the number after the keeper. This number tells us how to round. The population of Canada is estimated to be 33,390,141. Suppose we want to round this number to the nearest million. Then we find the number that's in the millions place. That's this 3 right here. And then we look at the number after it. The number after it is this 3 right here. Well, the number after it tells us how to round. If the number after our keeper is 5 or higher, then we round this number up to 34 million, but if it's 4 or lower, then we round this down to 33 million. So if we are rounding this to the nearest million, it would be 33 million, because this number here is 4 or lower, so we round down to 33 million. Okay, let's do some examples. Round the following numbers to the nearest 10. So, in each question, we have to find where the number in the tens spot is. So for the number 134, that's this number right here. Then we go to the number to the right of it, and that's a 4. That's 4 or lower, so we round down. So we're rounding up to 140 or down to 130. I already said we're rounding down, so the answer is 130. In question B, we have 509. The number we're rounding is a 0. We're either going to round that down to 500 or up to 510. Because this number is a 9, we round up to 510. In the number 1,496, we're either going to round this 9 up, or we're going to round it down. Excuse me. Because the number to the right of it is a 6, we're going to round it up. But we round it up, it's going to go to a 0. And when the 9 becomes a 0, it also makes the 4 beside it a 5. The 1 stays the same, and we get a 0 here. So when we round 1,496 up, we round it up to 1,500. And last with this batch of examples, we have 79,992. The number in the 10 spot is the third 9. The number to the right of it, the 2, tells us how to round. It's 4 or lower, so we round down to 79,990. The next batch of examples asks us to round to the nearest 100. So we have to find each number's 100 spot to start with. With the number 51, the 100 spot is right here. There's no number there, so we can actually put a 0 here. We look at the number to the right of it, which is a 5. The 5 tells us how to round. 5 and up, we round up. So we round up to 100. Then we have 439. With 439, the number in the 100 spot is the 4. The 3 tells us how to round. We round down to 400. The next number we have is 3,164. 1 is in the 100 spot. 6 tells us to round up. So that's 3,200 for our answer. And now let's take a look at 28,849. This number right here is in the hundred spot. This 4 tells us how to round. We're going to round down, so that's 28,800 if we round to the nearest hundred. And the last batch of examples we have here asks us to round to the nearest thousand. So for each of these, we have to pick out where the thousands spot is. So for the number 475, the thousand spot is right here. It's a 0. And the number to the right of it, the 4, tells us how to round. Because it's 4 lower, we round down. So we actually get an answer of 0 thousandths, or just plain old 0. The next example is 3,477. The number in the thousand spot is the 3. So the 4 tells us how to round, and we're going to round down. So it's going to be 3,000. 2 more to go. Locating where the thousand spot is on 12,520. It's the first 2. The number to the right tells us how to round. 5 means we round up. So that's 13,000. And last but not least, we have 379,888. The thousand spot is the 9. The number to the right tells us how to round. It's an 8, so we round up, so that 9 becomes a 0, the 7 becomes an 8, and the 3 stays a 3. So we get 380,000 if we are writing that number as a rounded number to the nearest thousand. You will have a quiz on this when I get back on Wednesday.